Today on Suncoast View, there is no place to go when you need to go to the bathroom at St. Armand's Circle, and store owners want the city to help change that.
You can dare to dream of a life on the water this weekend. We'll take you to the Suncoast Boat Show.
And get your calendars ready. We'll preview a jam-packed season of stars at the Van Wezel. All that and more right now on Suncoast View. Welcome to the show, and welcome to... Oh, well, you're stuck with us today.
No, don't adjust your television sets. There are two of us. Linda Carson is on vacation, but she will be back tomorrow.
Exactly, and
yes,
we decided that we were going to hang out and have fun with ourselves today,
yes,
so hopefully you'll have fun with us as well. Linda, of course, always good about posting pictures of her adventures. She is with her lifelong best friends. They call themselves the Yayas, and they, I believe, are in Nashville,
yes,
enjoying some music and some food, and I can't wait to hear about it. But just the fact that these are women that met in their 20s, and they are now all approaching 80 years old this year.
Yes, and they started their careers modeling together, going for modeling jobs, and then going into the news industry together.
And entertainment.
And still together. What I love, you know, it can be hard. We all talk about, I want to travel more, I want to see my family more, do vacations with friends. They do it. They do. They don't let things get in the way, and they keep their trips on the books.
And Linda was very apologetic because she just came back for her big Australian adventure, but the Yaya trip had been on the books before that. So I remember her saying to you,
yes,
I have to be gone again.
And I believe this was the trip that was scheduled in September, around the time when Hurricane Irma came through.
And they rescheduled.
So they rescheduled.
Yeah.
So,
well, we're always happy.
We miss her.
Yeah, we do miss her, but I love that she spends that time with her girlfriends. I mean, obviously, relationships, especially I have found with women, extremely important and sometimes hard to maintain.
Yes,
so.
It's hard to make the time, but when you do, it's some of the best memories that you have. I will admit, though, sitting back, watching so many vacations, I'm getting a little wanderlust.
Oh, you're going nowhere.
No.
You're going absolutely nowhere. That's his way of digging at me because I wasn't here yesterday, but I have a good reason.
Yes, you do.
I have a very good reason. Yesterday was my 3rd wedding anniversary, and there's the crew, and boy, they've grown up a lot, that is for sure. But
everyone's gotten taller, except for you.
Thank you. Thank you for noticing that. The little guy, Mikey, on the end is officially my height now.
Wow.
So this time next year, I will be the shortest human in the house, and also the only female in the house as my daughter goes to college. But you guys were all there, and that was one of the greatest parts of that wedding day. I can't believe it has been 3 years. And this was last week, because we like to prove that we haven't looked all that, don't look all that different. We actually went to the longest table event in downtown St. Petersburg to benefit WUSF Media. It was beautiful. So a lot of fun. Got to hang out with Chef Paul Madison and Nikki Logan Curran. So.
A lot of our favorite Suncoast chefs do all those events up in St. Pete, Tampa, and here.
It's nice to see our people on the road a little bit too, but I have to tell you, I'm in a little bit of trouble, which probably doesn't surprise you at all. My husband is the romantic one, which probably doesn't surprise you either, and I haven't done anything about our anniversary. So it was Wednesday. Come on, I am not a middle of the week person. I'm working, so I have to have something fun planned for the weekend. I looked up what a 3rd anniversary is, and this is sort of touching. It says by the time you get to the 3rd year in relationship, you're celebrating durability. And I thought, okay,
that's true.
I can understand that on the 3rd year of marriage. So therefore, the traditional gift is leather. Hello? Any advice?
A belt. I'm going to go to a belt, perhaps.
I've already done that. Jackie Z brought us one,
remember? A nice wallet?
That would be a good one.
A little money fold, maybe?
Just asking.
Or a purse, and I'll leave it there.
He's sweating desperately.
It is a daytime show.
Do you notice when there's nobody here but you, there's no escape?
I can't turn to Linda all of a sudden and have her get us out of this trouble.
This is going to be fun.
But that is tough when your anniversary or any kind of special occasion is in the middle of the week.
Am I a bad person?
I was
like, I don't want to go to dinner.
It's
Wednesday.
The weekend before? Because then it's still like, you know, I don't know. I'm not a great planner. I'm always last minute, so I can't think to plan the weekend before. And if you push it after, it looks like you forgot.
Well, that's what I'm doing, and I didn't forget. We're going to celebrate post-prom on Saturday and have a lovely day. But I did try to use that WUSF dinner as a, well, we just had a lovely evening. He's like, last week. I'm like, oh.
I'm famous for shoveling out old things that I did and saying, oh, no, that was part of your Christmas.
I'm a great person.
2 years ago.
So, all right, well, any appropriate leather gifts, shoot me a note on Facebook, because apparently that's what I'm getting. All right, save us in the kitchen.
Yes.
We are going to see Kathy from Three Keys Brewing and Eatery in Bradenton. Tell us what we're making today.
So today we're going to do some cheesecake cupcakes. cupcakes with bourbon ball topping, and then we're going to put bourbon whipped cream on top because you can't have enough bourbon in your dessert.
I guess
not. Yes, this is going to be more. You guys have been eating sweets all week here, but we're glad Kathy's here. And I get to pick on you some more because I can.
Yes.
Joey actually helped me acquire a taste for bourbon. We call it brown liquor.
Yes.
Because you had said it's smooth, it's nice, it helps with your chest congestion.
Just a couple falls ago, it was, fall in Florida, it got down to 50, but I discovered a taste for a burger and a bourbon drink, either a Manhattan or an old-fashioned, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is what I'm gonna be like in 20 years, enjoying my Manhattan in the afternoon.
My girlfriends accuse me of being an old man when I order my old fashions, but putting it in a cupcake, now that sounds like a good idea.
And actually, we do have a chocolate beer from Three Keys. This is Chocoholics Anonymous. It's a chocolate stout.
I love it.
Yes.
So, all right, well, we're going to toast.
Yes.
Cheers.
It's actually a shame that Linda is not here because I know that she doesn't necessarily like beer that tastes like beer.
She would probably like this.
A little sweeter would be more up her alley. I don't think we'll save any for her.
No, we're not going to save any at all. That is wonderfully smooth.
That is good.
It is, and I'm not a stout girl, but this stout girl I am a fan of.
We're lucky. We're lucky with all the great craft beer breweries that we have, including Three Keys.
It's an amazing amount. I tell you, we are very, very
We're also lucky, I have to tell you what you missed yesterday, and our viewers have loved this. I've gotten more calls and emails about this. We got to meet, from the film A League of Their Own, we got to meet 2 of the actresses that were in the film that you'll recognize, and 2 of the original ball players that the film was inspired by.
Is that really all the way, May?
Oh my gosh.
I heard she was coming here.
If you heard her talk at all, 2 seconds into the interview, we thought, yep, Madonna played her in the film.
That's amazing.
Right there on your right was
I can tell.
Maybelle Blair and Shirley Berkovich on the left. They're a comedy team, the 2 of them. They're hysterical. So wonderful. Such a great treat to meet them. And what I loved about the whole interview was the 2 actresses and the 2 ball players had so much respect and appreciation for each other. The 2 ball players had said that after they played ball, no one really cared. So when the league ended, she even joked that she went to a job, sweeping or mopping. And I don't know if she was being literal, but she said they fell into obscurity. It wasn't until the movie came out in '92 that they really got celebrated. And then they opened up, the Women's Hall of Fame section. So it was a wonderful admiration for both pairs of ladies.
Good. And the fact that that is the highest grossing baseball movie. I mean, think of all the baseball movies, all the rest of them made with guys, because that's who plays baseball, but yet it's a league of their own that has made such a difference for everybody.
Yes, it was fantastic. It really was. And I know they had the screening of the film for free last night as part of Sarasota Film Festival. They did it out on the lawn bowling club, which everybody enjoyed. I saw pictures on Facebook. It was really a nice treat. That movie has still really touched people. I saw people come out of our newsroom who are the hardest journalists coming, almost giddy because they were big fans of the film.
Well, good. I know my mom mentioned she hadn't seen it, so I think we'll put that on the to-do list.
Yes, and you can actually see that interview, which even though the screening is over, I thought it was a great thing to revisit and hear them tell stories. You can find it on suncoastview.com.
Okay, good. We'll check that out online. All right, part of my job with Joey is to make sure he has at least a clue what's happening in the sports world.
Which I appreciate.
Yes, so in case you didn't know, the Tampa Bay Lightning beat the New Jersey Devils again, so they are up 3-1 in the series. You can watch them clinch at home Saturday afternoon. They are going for this championship. It's a 3 p.m. puck drop. There's lots of watch parties all over Tampa and St. Pete. Hopefully there'll be some here on the Suncoast as well. But if you haven't heard, get your head out of the sand. The Lightning is the real deal this year. Hopefully they'll go on and beat the Devils and then go on to the next round of the playoffs.
This is exciting, and I will say as a kid, hockey was the only game that I got into seeing live because I remember my godfather said, you've got to watch the puck because it can fly out into the stands at any second.
And does.
So I did watch, and by watching I learned the game. I couldn't tell you about any other sport, but I love hockey.
And right now in Tampa, that is the sport to know. So go Lightning, go Bolts. It is time for our first hot topic. Did you know there are currently no public restrooms on St. Armand's Circle? So store owners are asking the city to build 2 freestanding bathrooms in medians along the circle at an estimated cost of $460,000. All city commissioners are not convinced it's a good investment. Now, additionally, 1 men's and 1 women's bathroom will be included in the new parking garage, which is set to open in December. The store owners really want this.
I'm sure they do, because it's got to be difficult to constantly refuse people, and especially when you're that close to a beach, or people will park and spend all afternoon walking around the circle shopping. You don't want to keep turning people away because then you look like you're a poor business person.
And being the person, you don't want to be sneaking into the restaurant. No. We know it's rude. We know that's not the way we're supposed to behave. But hello, if you have to go to the bathroom, sometimes you have to do what you have to do.
I heard a business owner tell me once that it's also a liability thing, because then you have to make sure, you know, if your bathroom is passable enough for your employees and you, but then you're letting random customers or non come in, then that becomes a liability issue for you, because that's an area where they're closed off. And you know, it has worked in other places. South Beach does a great job of having public bathrooms, and they're even lit, so you know when there's that whole red, green light, so you know when they're occupied.
What about, are we worried at all, you know, and St. Armand's is obviously upscale, but still, anytime you have outdoor shelter, we have to worry about people, you know, who might be taking shelter there.
Yes,
when you don't want homeless people
sleeping in there. You know, and on South Beach they lock them, so they lock them.
Night?
I think, after dark at some point.
And we don't have that problem at St. Armand's, but I know in other parks they certainly have
and that is why I know that's why other cities have chosen not to do public restrooms in shopping areas like this. But you know, if you want people to stay, you have to allow them to use the bathroom. It's a tourist destination.
Yep, they need a restroom.
Especially with building the proposed parking garage, you want them to stay longer, and you don't want to put the responsibility on the shop owners.
Yeah, I don't think one bathroom in the parking garage is going to go very far.
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. And in Europe, they're everywhere. You know, of course, you put your money in, and the door closes, and when your money runs out, that door opens, whether you're done or not.
I did not know that.
Yes, so that'll keep people getting out of there quickly.
Good to know. Well, it has been a rough week for airlines. First, Allegiant gets a very public shaming in a report on 60 Minutes, and then Southwest suffers a terrible in-air engine failure that results in a passenger fatality and horrific emergency landing. Captain Tammy Jo Schultz is being called a hero for her quick thinking in landing the damaged plane that suddenly banked severely on its own. Schultz was one of the first female tactical fighter pilots in the U.S. military, and her calmness in getting that plane down likely saved the other 144 lives on that flight. Do these airplane stories impact you? You said you're getting wanderlust.
Yes,
so
I love to travel, but I'm not a good flyer. I'm afraid to fly.
Will you think about this in a window seat?
Always,
that this
always.
happened?
Yeah, I mean, I think about it in every flight. That's why I don't watch those Final Destination films or anything, because that's a possibility of something that could happen. I love to travel. I love to land. I'm very happy when we're on ground. I will think about this, and I do. The thing that is really kind of important to me about this whole story is that we've talked before about how poor passenger behavior, you know, or being upset at the attendants because you didn't get served the way you wanted. This crew did a great job of trying to control the situation and keep people as safe as possible.
The passengers did a great job.
Yes, absolutely. So this does remind you that the primary job of the flight attendant and crew is safety. Yeah. It is not to serve you and make you comfortable. So I think that's important to remember that. I also saw an article where the flight attendants were saying the number of people that don't pay attention to the safety briefing at the beginning is staggering. And they said, look up. There is information in there that is important to you, even though you've heard it a million times.
Do you really know where the flotation device is? Do you really know how quick to grab it?
One passenger posted a selfie when all of the air masks came down, and they also said, like, you shouldn't have your phone out at that point. The flight attendant could be giving very important information that could be life-saving. So, you know, I'm always, in case the pilot needs me, I'm gripping
You're ready.
Things. I don't know what he'd need me for, but, you know, I'm a nervous flyer, so I will think about this.
Tough situation. It's always nice to hear that the hero stories come out on the other side.
Yeah.
You know, obviously when we fly, we understand that the pilot's job is to get us from point A to point B, but I don't often stop and think what that could mean and how in control and how in command one must be. The news journalist in me has been obsessed with listening to the recordings have come out of her from the cockpit, where you can hear her very calmly say, I have a hole in the plane, I'm going to need emergency crew on the tarmac, I'm going to get the plane, we got this. We're coming in hard, and we need help. But just very calmly and matter-of-factly, there's a hole in the plane, I'm going to take it in, I'm going to need you.
If you did not have respect for her before, or pilots before, this is amazing. I can't imagine how difficult it is to land a plane with that type of damage. And
99.9% of the time, it's a benign job. Yeah. But that 0.1 where you need someone to be a leader, boy, she was there, and it's really great.
Yeah, yeah.
There is no place like home, according to Dorothy anyway, and in just 6 days you can go there. This is a theme park dedicated to the Wizard of Oz. I cannot believe this won't be a huge hit. It is reopening this summer on Beach Mountain in North Carolina. This apparently is a famously failed theme park called the Land of Oz, but they have redone it, and they are reopening for every weekend for 5 weekends from the end of May through June for you to go check it out. So the Yellow Brick Road, you can walk on the journey with Dorothy to find that wonderful Wizard of Oz. I think this re-inspires our whole childhood. I love that this is a theme park, and I'm sad that it's honestly been sitting there like a ghost town.
And the pictures, there were pictures a few years ago of this when a reporter did this. It was scary. It was kind of a sad looking.
Right.
I'm so happy that it's opening, and I'm even happier that the Wizard of Oz story hasn't died. It was such a big part of my childhood, and I thought, you know, no one's going to care anymore because it's not on TV every year. But with Wicked and then with the new Disney reimagining a few years ago, I'm happy that it's back. I grew up in Syracuse, and right outside Syracuse is Chittenango, New York, and that's the birthplace of L. Frank Baum, who wrote The Wizard of Oz. So there's always these festivals every summer. So I hope all those people will come for those 5 weeks so that it'll open longer.
To Beach Mountain. Great place to escape the heat in the summer, by the way. All right, we're going to check out our happy hour forecast. When we come back, Sarasota Music Archive joins us with some treats.
Good afternoon. I'm Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan with your first alert weather update for this happy hour. Beautiful day today. Again, a little bit of cloudiness, a little bit of breeze kept that pollution problem down today, so that was a good sign. As far as that goes, the air quality yesterday was 105. Today it has come down as a result of those stronger winds at 51. That's in the moderate category, but not a big concern. Our forecast this evening, not a big concern either. Up to 11 o'clock should be nice, 68 degrees, a little bit on the warmer side than we've seen. Satellite and radar review showing you not a lot happening. There's a weak front to our north. We're going to talk about that front. And also we have some possibilities, some patchy fog to start things off on Friday morning from our Futurecast, indicating that area of fog will burn off rather quickly, though, and then a weak frontal boundary coming down and will be the catalyst for some showers over the weekend. We'll talk about that frontal boundary and what it means for overall rain chances as we head into the weekend. On top of that, we'll take a look at the possibility of some small craft advisories as well coming up early next week. More on that at 5.
You may not realize this, but the Suncoast is a treasure trove of musical history. Now, vintage vinyls and other musical memories are available to you thanks to the Sarasota Music Archives. Manager Dave Barry has brought us a sample of the collectibles just in time for their musical flea market coming up. Welcome, Dave.
Welcome.
Glad to be here. Thanks.
I'm glad to be here.
Now, tell us, for people that might not know, tell us what the Sarasota Musical Archive is.
The Sarasota Music Archive is a treasure trove of music artifacts, vinyl, CDs, all kind of interesting stuff, including musical instruments. And we have over 411,000 items in the archive.
Do people donate things from their personal collections? How have you accumulated all these things?
Yeah, it's mostly donations.
That's great.
We get interesting stuff all year round. I never know what I'm going to find when I come in on Monday morning. Sometimes I'll find sitars, sometimes books. I never know. It's always a surprise. So I look forward to Monday morning.
So it's typically from Suncoast residents that have been collectors, and then people can donate to you, which is a good thing to know. All right, and you have a flea market coming up, which we'll talk about in a little bit, but you brought us some samples of some of your items. Let's start with this poster, which has some great Suncoast history.
This is part of Suncoast history. This is a poster from the Oslo Opera, which was a precursor to the Sarasota Opera.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
In the early days, it was held in the Oslo Theater.
In the historic Oslo Theater? Yes.
On the Ringling Art Museum campus.
Sure.
Oh, wow.
And in 1982, this is a poster from then, a man named Alex Steinweiss lived in Sarasota for a long time, and he was the inventor of the record cover and the art that goes on top of a record. Because before that, records just came in brown plastic sleeves.
Sure.
So he had the idea of marketing it, putting art on it to attract a customer. And it worked.
And was he a Suncoast resident?
He lived in the Suncoast during his
cool.
retirement
Who
for
knew?
about 20 years.
That's one of the things I love about your archive is that you get to learn history about the area through the pieces. Like we would have never known that he had that
record
career
art
and
was created
came here.
Yeah,
and a
he was
great
the
way to know
inventor.
too, before Sarasota Opera, there was this Oslo Opera.
That's
It
true.
Goes to show there's music lovers here. All right, the sitar
This
in the
is
room
amazing.
we have to address. This is incredible. Tell us about this piece.
This sitar was donated this year to the archive, and it's a beautiful piece of music history because it was made in 1951 at the Ricky Ram factories in India.
Let's rotate it a little bit so they can see the top.
Sure, and it was sold at the same store that George Harrison bought his sitars from in India in 1951. Wow. So he bought his a little later than that, but this was purchased at that time. And it's a great artistic artifact because it has ivory inlay on it, which we can't do anymore. And it has the staghorn bridge down here.
And then what is the base? I mean, it looks pumpkin-esque.
Yeah.
How does it get like that indent on the bottom? And is this a wood?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
That is wood, and it's formed around a special form. And this is actually the amplification part of the instrument. And then this is the neck that you see on a standard guitar. Although this one's interesting in that the frets can be moved, which would drive any guitar player nuts to try to keep it tuned. It's hard enough to do the pegs, but this you can move the frets.
Well, this could be a beautiful display piece in someone's home. Do you think this could also kind of be refurbished to be played again?
Definitely it could. Yeah, we got it in this condition. There's one string left on it. But it has many strings that you can put on.
Great find. Now, over in front of Stephanie, there is first that book. Tell us about the ledger book.
Yeah, this book is really cool. It's from 1910, so it's over 100 years old. And it is a collection of lyrics from an author in Wisconsin. And it is really some nice poetry in there. But the coolest thing about the book is the cover. It's a genuine leather suede cover.
It's very soft.
And it's very soft.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful artifact.
Inside. Are they handwritten? Oh, they are typed. Okay.
And it's autographed, and it does have other things in it.
And tell us about Pavarotti.
This is a Luciano record from the early 70s, 1971. Luciano was busy at that time, and this is some arias that he recorded in that time. So he looks a little younger than most of us remember him.
And there's something very special about this, because I bet I grew up with an album like this, but not that had this.
Yes, this is autographed by the man himself, and it was autographed, it looks like in 1972.
Wow.
And if anybody knows Italian out there, I'd like to figure out what it says.
Yes, well, you know what? Anyone who knows Italian can come join you. There is a great event happening with Sarasota Music Archives this weekend, the flea market. So these items and so many more could be yours. The Sarasota Music Archives Flea Market is on Saturday, April 21st. It is 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. 4 p.m. You can find more information by visiting their website, sarasotamusicarchive.org. Thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Coming up next, we're going to meet this weekend's McCurdy's Comedy Headliner.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
The Spring Fever sales event is going on now at Peterson Toyota of Sarasota. Drive a new 2018 Corolla for only $79 per month, the all-new 2018 Camry for only $119 per month, and 2018 RAV4 for just $129 per month at Peterson Toyota of Sarasota.
20 years ago, the moviegoers of Sarasota looked up at the silver screen and wanted something more. And they got exactly what they wanted. 20 years of some of the best independent films from around the world. The most iconic Hollywood stars walking the red carpet. The most glamorous parties in Southwest Florida. 20 years building up to the most exciting announcement in, well, 20 years. At the Sarasota Film Festival, April 13th to the 22nd.
CashNet USA is trusted by over 2 million customers.
Perfect. When I lean back, I trust that you will be there to catch me.
Okay, bad idea, bad idea.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Growing up, my mom was afraid of the water, something she did not want me to feel.
So I enrolled Missy in swim lessons.
It changed my life.
Missy Franklin.
And now you can do the same for someone that you love.
There's nothing more precious than your child's well-being.
So act now before it's too late.
Make us splash! I'm glad I did.
Thanks, Mom. Visit usaswimmingfoundation.org to find, get, or give a swim lesson.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
Comedian Michael Mack is back at McCurdy's Comedy Theater this week, and we're glad that he's stopping by to see us. Michael, you are calling this the Faces of Rock Tour, and I see you're taking it very seriously.
I am.
What is this all about?
The Faces of Rock is my big closer. I made puppets with electronic LED lights, and I mock 20 different artists in the best way possible. And we do it with the lights off. It's done in the dark.
Oh, wow.
And it's something you're not going to see anywhere else, and you have to come see.
That's very cool. So do you play this guitar, or is it just a prop?
Oh, I definitely play it, but the Faces of Rock is something different. I do stand-up, I do the guitar, I do a little of everything. So it's a full-scale show of all kinds of stuff.
Cool to bring all those aspects. You said puppets and lights, and that's great.
Jokes and fun.
And fun. All right, well, before we get into more about your show, I have to admit, I did a little social sleuthing. I'm a stalker. That's kind of what I am.
I like that. Good.
Do you feel good to be stalked? And on your Facebook page, you do some very creative marketing, and we find this very entertaining. So he posted that he was coming to Sarasota, and apparently he's coming with the Colonialist. What is this?
I think I'm crossing the Delaware.
That is a riot.
You went the long way.
That's not Sarasota. There's ice in the water.
You know, I don't either, but that amused me. And okay, this one's borderline for daytime TV. Sorry, Joey. Joey doesn't know I did this. I love this.
The club is called Snapper, so of course I had to incorporate a snapper in there somewhere.
It's jumping across in the front.
That's what it's doing. Thank you, Joey.
Beware a comedian with Photoshop skills. That is the lesson here.
It's like a dog. It was just sniffing.
I wish I could get a job photoshopping. That is really the most. Oh,
and
look.
we liked this one. You were in
I love you pulled these up. This is what I love to do, is these images.
I love your sense of humor is slightly off, which I appreciate.
Thank you.
But you'll fit right in here. We're slightly off. So.
Welcome back. You've been here before. We're glad you're here.
Great to be. I love this backdrop, being so close to the beach without having to pay for parking.
See?
And there's a bathroom right down the hall.
We aim to please.
There will be. Yes, there will be.
So there's no problem with the bathroom at this beach.
What's Sarasota like?
I watch your show.
Yeah, you know, you do. You're paying
your
attention.
anniversary, 3 years, is leather. Did you know first year is paper?
Yes.
See, I remember that one because my wife's lawyer served them to me right about our end. Hey, let's talk about something more fun.
Okay, good. Let's do that.
Where are you from originally?
Well, Florida. I was born in Cincinnati, but I grew up in Florida, which is the melting pot. But now I moved to Georgia about 5 years ago. Family up there, some reasons, but a little culture shock. The town I live in is, things are pronounced differently in Georgia. I don't know if you know this. The town I live in is outside of Augusta, where the Masters is. It's Martinez, named after a guy named Juan Martinez.
Okay.
But they don't pronounce it that way. For some reason, Georgia's different. I'm in a tire changing shop, and the guy goes, "Where do you live?" Address, and then I say Martinez, and he looks up and shakes his head. I'm like, "No." He's like, "It's Martinez," and corrects me. It's a proper name. And then he's like laughing at his buddy. He's like, "Ha, Martinez. What are you, some kind of Latino?" They go, "I like that Latino food, you know, buddy." He goes, "Like them chimichangas, them boo-ra-doos, them quesadillos. Get yourself a side of beans and Ricky. Put some guacamole and Tabasco sauce all over that. Wash it down with a margarita."
Oh, no.
Why did I move there? I don't know.
I don't either, but we're glad you're here.
Come back.
You could stay right here. Michael Mack and the Faces of Rock will be at McCurdy's Comedy Theater right through April 22nd. For tickets and information, go to the McCurdy's website.
Another great picture.
That is. Coming up next, get your calendars ready for a packed season preview at the Van Wezel.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent.
thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
In life after the military, it's our duty as veterans to have each other's back. I'm retired Colonel Greg Gatson, and it's my mission to help you get the benefits and services you've earned. If you need to file a VA claim, remember these important steps. Submit an online claim through ebenefits.va.gov. Work with an accredited Veterans Service Organization, or VSO. And if you need to attend a VA claim exam, please go. Visit this website to learn what to expect.
Don't miss Southwest Florida's largest barbecue and bluegrass event at the Venice Airport Festival grounds. Taste genuine competition barbecue and listen to award-winning bluegrass entertainment. Join us for a finger-licking and hot-picking good time. Free admission and parking. Go to suncoastbbqbash.com for details.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
The biggest stars of stage and screen can be seen right here on the Suncoast, and you can see them at the renowned Van Wezel Performing Arts Center. Executive Director Mary Bensel is here to tell us about the rest of this season and what we can look forward to for next year. So welcome, Mary.
Thank you.
Before we start, this has been a big week for Van Wezel in the news, so we have to ask, you know, with the Bayfront project, what does the Van Wezel want?
Well, what we really would love is a new performing arts hall, because so many people have talked to us about there's no center aisle, and for us, so many of the mechanical systems are a major issue. But the Van Wezel has been a gorgeous staple on the Suncoast for such a long time that we would love a new performing arts hall, but we want to find a way to honor the Van Wezel. So we sort of want our cake and eat it too.
That's
you know,
okay. Well, you mentioned to us before that there are shows that you can't bring here.
Absolutely.
Because of the limitations of the facility. We don't
Phantom.
want that. We
No,
want the shows.
We want the shows.
Yeah.
Phantom of the Opera, the chandelier cannot fall because our ceiling's too low. And I tell you, we're having quite a time getting Lion King into the building because it's such a huge show.
The costumes are huge.
Sure. And all of the, you know, the walkways and things like that. So we want an experience for people. We want people to come and enjoy the theater, spend a day with us, not just come see a show and leave.
Well, they certainly are going to do that. They're going to have an experience this coming season. This is, you just had your season announcement a couple weeks ago. Great feedback so far.
Oh, yeah.
Let's jump into, let's talk the Broadway tours, because you've got some amazing things. You mentioned Lion King.
Yes.
This is a big get.
This is a huge get. I've been working on this for almost 5 years. It is the most popular show in the entire world. And we had a young actress who plays Rafiki in the tour come at our announcement, and she sang The Circle of Life, and she got the key to the city from the mayor, and she cried on stage. She was so touched. They have a clause in the Julie Taymor's contract that they have to be so many of the performers from South Africa. And so she was so touched, and she can't wait to come back. And they called me from Disney and said this was the warmest welcome any city has ever given to the Lion King. So that was really special.
And it's a great get for us too that you have them here for weeks.
3 weeks. It's 3 weeks. It's the first time we have ever had a multi-week engagement. And what we've been trying to do is build up to a full week market, and to have one of the biggest blockbusters in the world it's just beyond exciting for me.
Well,
and it'll be here all
I'll put in my plug.
There
if
you go.
have not seen The Lion King
or if
on
you have,
stage, and even if you have, it is Absolutely breathtaking.
It is. Whether you have children or not.
Yeah,
I've gone multiple
this is not a children's show, and I mean, it is, but it doesn't have to be.
What a great, great tweet. Congratulations. Thank you for all your hard work to get a long run like that.
Yeah.
Cinderella the musical.
Cinderella is one of the great Rodgers and Hammerstein musicals that we're having. And you know what? They told us glass slippers are so back in. So, so I can't wait for that. It is beautiful.
And it's the classic musical a lot of people saw on television with Julie Andrews, Leslie Ann Warren, and then was made into a stage musical later.
And it was so beautiful on Broadway. When she changes from Cinderella into the princess, it is a moment of theater magic.
Every little girl gasps.
Yeah.
And the grown-up girls.
I do. I want to be Cinderella myself.
Another great musical everybody's excited about is Something Rotten.
Something
this was
Rotten.
a big Tony winner.
It was a Tony winner, and it is a new Sarasota premiere. And it's a very funny show, especially if you love the theater, because it's about two brothers that they want to beat that rock star of the time, William Shakespeare, and write the next great play. Well, what happens is they go to a soothsayer, and he says the next big thing is going to be musicals. And then they're like, musicals? He goes, I see singing cats.
I love it.
So it's all about welcoming back to the Renaissance, doing musical. It's great fun. I loved it.
I've heard the humor is compared to the producer's musical.
It is very
that
much.
Kind
it's
of
that bada bing. Oh, it's wonderful.
Oh, what a great show. Another one, there's so many in the Broadway series to talk about, but the Rent. It's an anniversary tour.
It's a 20th anniversary tour, and we were talking about the fact that every 10, 20 years comes along a show that breaks the mold. Rent did that. I think we've seen Hamilton do that. Back in the day, Showboat did that. And so we're so glad it is and I hear you have not seen it yet.
I have not. So this is my first purchase will be the Rent tickets.
Great show, and I'm glad that the next generation still enjoys
the
music.
Oh, they do.
Yeah,
my teenagers know the music.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice one. And then On Your Feet. There's a lot of Gloria Estefan fans down here.
Yeah, so and I'm one of them. And I saw it on Broadway. Gloria and Emilio is so lovely. This is the story of their love story. It's also the tale of her rise and how he got her to be the star that she is. And of course, there was that pivotal moment in her career when she was hit by, in that bus accident. And so that's all in this show. And this is going to be here the week after Christmas. And so you'll get to be on your feet. And at the end of the show, the entire audience rocks the theater. It's fantastic.
You forget how much great music that she has.
She had
with
so
the Miami
much.
Sound Machine.
She did.
How do you choose shows? I know everyone always asks you that. How does it work to get them here?
Well, first for us, because we're not a producing company, we're a presenting company, it's what's on the road. So I have friends who have been agents for many, many years, and I call them up, and then I find out what do they have in their stable, and then it becomes this huge checkerboard because, of course, I try to fit in our local arts groups, and then I book around it. And so, we have in the past not been doing these full weeks. Well, now that we're doing the full weeks, it becomes a challenge because I have so many dates with the Sarasota Orchestra, and then, of course, many times I get blocked by Tampa, which has a larger theater than us. That's another reason we need a new performing arts hall because we don't have enough seats to support the cost of these big musicals.
Sometimes you can't bid on a musical because it's too close to us coming to Tampa.
Exactly.
But yet we don't want to drive to Tampa to see it.
We do
We'd
not.
love to see it right here.
We want it, and sometimes they make the comment that we're the bedroom community of Tampa, and I say that is not true.
No.
And so I want to bring all that to you. So I'm working.
And it makes a season like this so much more impressive that you got it all in on the calendar.
Absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about some of your classical concerts. You have great choices, but the Boston Pops is coming.
It is coming, and this year is so special because it's the music of John Williams. And you might remember, he wrote some fantastic scores, Star Wars, E.T., Raiders of the Lost Ark.
It was our childhood.
Oh my gosh,
There was a great tribute to him, I think, on the Oscars this year, right? And every song had the audience on their feet.
It's overwhelming. And then another huge orchestra is coming as well, Joey. The Israel Philharmonic Orchestra, the IPO as it's like to call it, is the biggest orchestra in Israel. And Zubin Mehta, it is his last conducting.
So many shows. We're only touching on a few. As far as dance goes, you're bringing Palabolas, which we might, if you don't recognize the name, you'll recognize their work.
Yes, this is Shadowland 2. They did this massive work called Shadowland, and we had it several years ago, and this is the second one. And they work with puppets, they work with shadow imagery. Wow. They are so inventive. I don't know how people do this.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And then for a little bit of a
juxtaposition,
different take on on dance. Le Ballet de Trocadero. This is a drag ballet.
Yes, this is all male dancers, and they're performing on point. And the funniest story we had was we have all these shows up on our website, and I got a call from the Trox manager, and they said, you have a picture of the Russian National Ballet ballerina as the ballet Trox. Could you please change it? I'm sure that beautiful ballerina doesn't want to be associated with us.
Hysterical.
So this is just a taste of what's coming. There's so many more shows, and this season isn't even over.
No.
Mary has told us a chorus line is coming on tour. Yanni is still coming. Yo-Yo Ma tonight.
Yo-Yo Ma.
Bill Engvall, the comedian
Sunday.
that everyone knows. So there's still so many great shows still happening. You got to go to the website, vanwezel.org. Get your tickets. You can get a subscription for next season right now, and then single tickets will go on sale later. All right. Coming up next, we're going to step inside the Suncoast Boat Show with a tour of a luxury yacht.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.
When money's tight and emergencies arise, CashNetUSA.com is available 24/7 to deliver quick loans for approved customers when they need it the most.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
I'm Alan Cohn. Robots picking strawberries. It saves time and money, but it also takes away jobs from migrant workers. How effective is the robot?
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. New roundabouts are going in and condos are going up in downtown Sarasota. But what effect will these projects have on local businesses? And a new hotel could soon be coming to the island of Venice. Now let's get another check on the weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan.
Good afternoon, Scott. We are looking at a cold front, a weak one at that, making its way down across north central Florida right now. You can see a little bit of cloudiness, not going to have a huge impact on our weather on Friday, but it will settle right over the top of us on Saturday, which will bring an increase in cloudiness. We'll talk more about that and our rain chances. Through this evening, looking pretty good. Upper 60s, it will be on the warmer side. There could be some fog forming by early morning. It will be patchy. It shouldn't be all that widespread. Current temperatures now much warmer inland, 87 there in Orlando, and near the beaches, into the upper 70s. We'll have much more in our forecast. Let you know about better chances for rain on Sunday coming up today at 5. See you then.
Get breaking news alerts focused on the Suncoast. Download the ABC 7 News app.
Here we go. We're going to go out there in the rain. You're going to get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh, yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
The 36th annual Suncoast Boat Show will be at Marina Jack in Sarasota this weekend. It's a great time to enjoy the water, see boats of all shapes and sizes, and maybe even dream a little. That's what we did. Let's take a look.
Well, people can look forward to a great show. It's a little bit of everything, and that's why we call this our boutique boat show, because it goes from anywhere down from a paddleboard on up to a 101-foot hard grade. You know, you can see everything in one day, and you can see it and then say, hey, listen, I want to go back and buy that one the next day. It's amazing. In this show, everything sells. A little bit of everything sells. It's for the whole family, it's for boating enthusiasts, or people who just want to get out and spend a day out in the sun.
We're on a 2017 101 Hargrave. It's a new yacht that we're offering for sale here at the show. There are 4 staterooms in this yacht. Each of them have their own head bathroom. Here we're in the salon, the main living area. We also have our formal dining area that's separated from the galley, which is further forward. You have the full beam of the boat. It's 21 feet, so it's very expansive. You can find storage throughout this area for days. Here we're in the galley, which is forward. They call this a country galley, where it's laid out here open with an island.
How popular is this type of layout being in the front?
It's very popular. It's actually the preferred layout in the U.S. market, I would say. It, just like in a home, brings everybody together because, just like in a home, everybody likes to be in the kitchen. Well, this Hargrave is actually a custom-built yacht. So there's a lot of different arrangements that you can choose as far as the layout, and then all the fit and finish as far as the type of wood, the decorations are all custom tailored to what you choose for your yacht. Now we're walking up to the flybridge. This is going to be where you're spending all your time during the day while underway. You have your helm station where the captain will drive the yacht from.
I did not expect to see a grill up here.
You do have a grill. It's a propane grill.
So this is for people that want to entertain.
Absolutely.
This is their ship.
Absolutely. This is where you're going to spend all your time during the day. You have everything up here, refrigeration, TV, jacuzzi. There's not much else missing.
Yeah. Oh, it's like a townhouse on the water.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Bigger than my home.
Yes.
It's gorgeous.
So they say that, the Suncoast is very, very big and interested in these boat shows. And this is one of they call it the boutique show here because people come out and you get to see everything.
Well, and I saw a lot of fishing boats, and I know how big we are into fishing. So if you're in the market, that's a great way to, do some shopping and get some ideas.
And then if you just want to be a looky-loo, you can see the
then you could go to the other end.
A lot for kids this year, too. So there's a fishing clinic for kids, and then tomorrow they can actually meet, Friday morning, they can meet Twiggy, the water skiing squirrel.
And this is important this year because Twiggy is retiring.
Yes.
That's so sad.
So that will be Friday at 11:30 a.m. You can meet him, and I also think our new news is going to be there. So
that's amazing.
We'll get to see Twiggy. But what a great event! Great boat show. It's very popular every year, and it's going to be popular this year.
Okay, and the weather looks pretty good as well. The boat show is this weekend, April 20th through the 22nd at Marina Jack in downtown Sarasota. For more info, you can go to suncoastboatshow.com. All right, coming up next, Joey confesses about his favorite new reality show obsession. Wonder what it is.
Rugs as Art, Sarasota's only area rug superstore.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to mesobook.com.
Grab your grass skirts and Hawaiian shirts and get ready to party. I'm Stephanie Roberts.
And I'm Joey Panic. Join ABC7 at this year's island-themed Best of Sarasota Bash at Selby Gardens on Tuesday, April 24th. Sponsored by Sarasota Magazine and PNC Wealth Management.
Celebrate the region's best of winners with hula dancing, Mai Tais, and authentic island fare.
Get your tickets today at sarasotamagazine.com.
I'll be right back.
Invest in Kids is a $7.5 million project to build a new Boys and Girls Club in South Manatee County. I'm Caleb Grimes, and I was a club kid. It's where I learned important life lessons, leadership, integrity, responsibility, and baseball. Thousands of kids attend the Boys and Girls Clubs, and after years of use, their club is slowly falling apart. Help us invest in kids. Make your donation today.
Thank you.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke, it's a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
All right, so this is my newest obsession. It's called Nailed It, and it is on Netflix. It is a baking competition where they take ordinary people to try to recreate these very elaborate cakes to very poor results. It is hysterical, but you learn a little bit. They are accepting contestants' submissions for the second season, and I think I might try it.
Okay, so what do you make, though, for the submission?
Have to, they give you a recipe. You have to make a cookie that looks like yourself and then take a picture of yourself with the cookie. So if I do it, I will bring in the pictures tomorrow. But the good news is there's going to be a second season.
So then you send the pictures?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we'll bring in the cookie, too. We want to make fun of it.
Oh, yeah. It'll be terrible.
I think you should do it. Stay up late tonight.
Yes,
I'll cover for you.
Luckily, we have professionals in the kitchen today. We're going to go into the kitchen with Three Keys Brewing, making a bourbon-infused treat.
ABC 7 News at 7 weeknights.
CashNet USA is trusted by over 2 million customers.
Perfect. When I lean back, I trust that you will be there to catch me.
Okay, bad idea, bad idea.
Apply now at CashNetUSA.com.
Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC 7 is seeking a multimedia journalist who can tell his story on all platforms and meet tight deadlines. Reporting experience required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply. This is an ABC 7 News Update.
Hello, I'm Scott Dennis. Here's what's coming up at 5 o'clock. Strawberries, easy to grow in Florida, but it's getting harder to pick them due to a lack of workers. Now, a local company is working on a robot that some say could save the berry industry. In First Alert traffic, we're seeing a crash in the northbound lanes of I-75 at the University Parkway exit. And as you can see, it is backing up traffic all the way to Bee Ridge Road. Here's Bob with another look at the weather.
Thanks, Scott. A beautiful day today. We had a little bit of fog around. More fog expected for tomorrow. Patchy around the area. Should burn off, though. Another nice day for Friday. But there are some changes in store for us for the weekend, as a developing storm system will once again bring an increase in clouds on Saturday. We'll talk more about that and our rain chances, as they will be increasing over the weekend and into early next week. A weak frontal boundary comes down and moves in over central Florida throughout the late afternoon on Friday. But for tonight, looking pretty good. Upper 60s under mostly fair skies.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert weather app now.
If you're only hungry for a slice of apple pie, why buy the whole pie? And you certainly wouldn't want to pay for an all-you-can-eat buffet. So if you don't use your cell phone that much, why get charged for a plan that's too big, or even an unlimited plan? Luckily, there's still a wireless company that shares your values. Welcome to Consumer Cellular. Our average customer pays about $25 a month for everything they need. Many pay even less, as plans start at just $15 a month. You'll get a straightforward bill that's easy to understand, with no surprises, and all the attention you deserve from our friendly customer service team. No wonder Consumer Cellular has received the J.D. Power Award for highest customer service 4 times in a row. Plus, if you're an AARP member, you'll receive special discounts. It's easy to switch. You can even keep your phone and your number. So stop paying for more than you need and start your 30-day risk-free trial today. Call 800-457-2317, go online, or visit a Target store today.
Everyone's buzzing about Suncoast View.
I like watching the Suncoast View.
I like the Suncoast View.
The cooking segments, I love the recipes. The theater segments are terrific.
Join Stephanie Roberts, Linda Carson, and special guests on Suncoast View for hot topics, everyday issues, celebrities, food, fashion, fitness, and everything in between. Nothing is off limits.
They're just fun.
For smart, fun talk in the afternoon, watch Suncoast View, weekdays at 4 on ABC 7.
All right, crew, let's get started. All right.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Friday at 4 on Suncoast View, we learn to paddle for a purpose with the Dragon Boat Festival. We'll meet breast cancer survivors who team up and bond while they boat. The hit musical Pageant returns to the Players Center. It's not what you would expect. Plus, mommy must-haves for the toddler years to keep those buggers busy. And Kathy Barboso joins us in the kitchen.
Welcome back. We are here with Kathy from Three Keys Brewing and Eatery in Bradenton, and you are actually infusing bourbon into dessert, which is two of my favorites.
Yes, we put beer and bourbon in everything.
I love it. All right, so let's get started.
Yeah, there's a lot of steps to this. I'm gonna let you go ahead and pour some bourbon in.
All right, tell me how much.
No, we would do about 2 ounces probably, and you know that's
good. 2 ounces?
Yeah, that's
all right.
Okay. Maybe a little. Let's call it 2 ounces. And then you're going to want to catch this on fire.
Fun.
Okay.
I know, because everybody likes flame
Fire.
and stuff. So anyway.
Open
you're
flame
gonna,
with liquor in the kitchen.
Now,
Be
things
careful.
that are important on that, you're going to want to keep a,
That's all right.
It's being slow. So anyway, you're going to want to keep a top that you can put on there just in case. Because if something sets on fire, it's much easier to put it out with a lid.
You're going to want to smother it when it happens.
There you go. So there it goes.
All right, so there it is.
It's super slow catching.
It's good to know to see that it takes a couple tries.
Yeah, be patient.
Yes. Now, if you have a gas grill at home, it lights up really easy.
Okay.
You won't need this.
But yeah, we can see that's going.
We're just going to keep an eye on this. You don't let the house burn.
Got it.
And you know what? I'm going to let you put that in.
Yes.
We are making some bourbon cream that is going to go on the top.
Here. Nope, that's all right. We'll get that butter
So
moving.
that one's going to need some butter. If you have everything out, it's going to be easier. You want your butter to be soft. You want your your cream cheese, some confectioner's sugar for that. And this is taking a little bit long, so I'm going to go ahead and cheat.
Okay.
Great.
And I'm going to give you some that has already been.
Perfect. And this gets the flavor in there?
That will get the flavor in
why
there.
are we flaming it?
It's just cooking off the alcohol. So that way, in case you've got some that don't want the alcohol in the dessert itself, then you can cook this off. You don't have to do that. You'll still get the same taste.
Okay.
If you just use plain bourbon.
Right.
But
then you have the alcohol. Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, I like that.
You can even smell it over here as it's mixing.
Yes.
It
now
smells
that's
delicious.
the way, I used to not measure because I would just go by smell. If it smells nice and bourbony, then you know you're good.
So this gets us our batter.
That's going to be an icing, yes.
Oh, our
so
icing.
You're going to start off with a graham cracker crust. And then, so that's going to need sugar, graham crackers, butter, blah, blah, blah. You put it in here. You're going to mash it down pretty flat. We found that if you can find something to...
How perfect!
Oh, no.
Yes.
So after you get that done, then you're going to cook off your cheesecake. Make sure, like I said, everything is nice and soft. You're going to put that all in. You're going to mix it up.
So is that cream cheese and sour cream?
Cream cheese, sour cream, sugar, butter, vanilla, all
Sour
that.
cream, a secret ingredient? Nice.
A little bit, some eggs.
I love it.
So you mix that up nice and smooth. You're going to put it into your graham cracker crust, 25 to 35 minutes.
Okay.
The big thing with cream cheese, don't take it out of the oven. Go ahead and leave it in the oven. Turn the oven off. Poof. And let it cool gradually. That way it doesn't crack on you. So now we're going to put some white cream on this one. I'm going to let you do this one, and you just make it all decorative.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
We got
so
a
it's just supposed to go
so
like
just
like
make
that?
it pretty up, and then that's going to go in the refrigerator to cool. Once it cools, you're going to have that one, and then
I love all these steps. We do have this recipe on our website, so you can make this at home.
Same thing, and then
I want to get to the bourbon frosting.
Do the bourbon frosting, girl.
I don't know if I can make it as pretty.
Then just pipe it, and you can make it as pretty as you want.
You've done a beautiful job with these. We should talk briefly. You have a full menu at Three Keys.
Absolutely.
I see burgers. I see that sandwich looks like it's a waffle sandwich.
Chicken waffles. Wonderful.
Yeah, all of our sandwiches are on waffles, and then we do pizza as well with a spent grain crust.
And an absolutely great menu of many beers. This is Three Keys Brewing and Eatery on Manatee Ave in Bradenton. Go check it out. Great outdoor patio area.
You're doing a great job with the.
You know what? I might take on your little reality show with you there, Joey. All right, we're having a lot of fun in the kitchen. You can find this recipe at suncoastview.com. Take some time, enjoy the Suncoast View. Have a great rest of the day.